So Geoff, I understand Red Solutions is much more than just a systems integrator.
That's right. The areas that we find that clients particularly value is our very broad range of different services that we're able to offer, not just within the physical security spectrum, particularly with the focus we have on things like radio frequency spectrum security, interception, tactical surveillance of different types of technology, and a full spectrum risk management solution for enterprises.
So I understand you've actually got some unique capabilities.
Well, a lot of clients value the fact that we can actually get involved in projects where other systems integrators either cannot or will not be able to operate. And this is particularly the case in situations with very remote sites or sites that are difficult to access or have challenging environmental conditions. In projects where timescales can be a challenge and there are contractual conditions that make it very difficult for some people to get involved in those projects. And also projects that are technically just difficult, requiring sophisticated levels of integration or customization which other integrators aren't able to handle.
Geoff, we hear an awful lot about the Internet of Things, but I understand you've translated that into the Internet of Security Things. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, well, particularly in the region, there's a real emphasis on or a commitment by many governments now to build smart city infrastructure for many places. And much of this concept is reliant on the Internet of Things. However, there are a number of specific legal and cultural requirements that reduce the ability to share information between networks here. And so we've looked at how to build secure, contained networks, creating more of an Internet of Security Things than purely an Internet of Things, which enables the smart capabilities that people are looking for, but without compromising the security of the overall solution.
So Geoff, the threat landscape is continuously evolving. Would you like to tell me a little bit more about how it's affecting you in the region?
Well, it's absolutely right that the threat landscape has completely changed over the last few years, and we're starting to see the kinds of threats from terrorists that have never been seen before. We can no longer rely on the effectiveness of an expensive fixed infrastructure to protect people in our cities. We are up against adversaries that are using the power of the internet, of social media and mobile communications for command and control purposes. And we can't assume that those adversaries now are behind us technologically. They have access to much the same equipment that we do. So we now need to start incorporating countermeasures for how we control that part of the electromagnetic spectrum with mobile communications and mobility-based solutions so that we're able to better combat the types of new threat that we're seeing in the market.